So, I got a piece for you guys. Are you guys ready to hear one more poem? Yes. Can I get a yes? So, I've been performing this piece all around town. It seems new, but I wrote it summer 2017 when I was like 23 years old. I was sitting inside Rochambeau. This crazy guy named Brian probably gave me like a chai or something, and I wrote this piece and typed it up and stuff. So here is a love letter to Milwaukee. I had the pleasure of meeting the poet laureate of Los Angeles 5 years ago, Mr. Luis J. Rodriguez. In Chicago, actually, I went to, I think it was Wicker Park or Pilsen Park in Chicago with my friend Joanne. I met him. It was such a surprise. And he wrote a love poem to Los Angeles. I decided to write a love letter to Milwaukee. You guys ready? Can I get a yes? Awesome. Here we go. I love you, Milwaukee. I love your coffee shops and art galleries, Fuel Cafe, where I experienced my coming of age among hipsters and punks. People watch, inhale the rich redolence of coffee, bar gallery, why I sip Stella's hard cider, compose naked poses in a Fabrano sketchbook, Christina behind the bar, dishing out bottles. I love your never corridors, Brady Street, nestled in Rochambeau, college kids with open textbooks and laptops, Arabic men at the tea tables watching soccer matches from an overhead flat screen, long hair bohemians in tie-dye. I enjoy to sit upstairs by a window, listening to the philosophical conversations and laughter at the bar below. I love your springtime cardinals, Canadian geese, partridges, a city one can experience winter, spring, summer, and fall in 1 week. Pearlescent leaves fall as an Indian summer bee sweats. Next day, your scurrilous winds reminds us, yeah, we are still in Wisconsin. We sniffle, sneeze in October's frigid air. It gives us an excuse to break out more fashionable apparel. Neck scarves, winter caps, blazers. You are so unpredictable, Milwaukee. What a beautiful city. A visit to Passaic headed downtown over the Hone Bridge. I can't wait to enjoy and embrace all you have to offer. A city built over a swamp, City Hall to sing it to its primitive layers. Our own leaning tower of Pisa, Mayor Baird called it. If one steps outside Discovery World at night, the downtown is lit by the U.S. Bank Index and all of its fingers studded with orbs of marmalade lights. The Northwest Mutual Building is a new city spectacle. Countless orange barricades as the streetcar makes the combat. The sleeping Calatrava rest its wings. You are a pleasant land, Milwaukee, Algonquin, Milwaukee, a city with the bloodshed past, scars for cuts in your back. Fox, Sox, Menominee, Potawatomi, Ojibwe tribes once flourished the land before European contact. Latinos made the South Side home after the Polish took a white flight. Blacks came for a new life out of the South's racial stigma. My mother came from Whiteville, Tennessee, a runaway teenager. I ran away from her mental abuse with a backpack full of comp books and dreams. I didn't want her to redline my aspirations. Germans came and fell in love with Lake Michigan, built Pabst, Slits, Latz, Miller breweries. They call you the city that made beer famous. No wonder why we are so drunk. You are drunk as mud, segregated, north side, black, south side, brown. Community members facilitate bike rides, open mics, meetings to bridge the gap. Red, bike, and green, Stitch, Milwaukee, Zip, MKE. I still see you through rose-colored lenses. Ignorant of the deadly overnight shootings the news speaks of on streets I was raised. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, Bronzeville's revitalization pinches the shoulder of my infant past. Pete's Fruit Market is open and Value Village is gone. Hey, but did you hear they are rebuilding the Black Holocaust Museum? My mother worked there in the late 90s, the only maintenance worker. Founder James Cameron lived on the same block as us, 5th and North Ave. My mother cried at a television screen when he died in 2006. Dr. King K.H., an African-American immersion school on 3rd and Ring, best and worst days of my teenage life, full of aspirational angst, age 13. Then I met Kwabena and Muhib, who inspired me to write poetry. Best thing to ever happen to me. I shedded blood in a composition notebook. I have not stopped writing since. I will always love you, MKE. Even after drug dealers set ablaze the house next door on 24th and Burleigh, I never seen flames fang upward so close. Even after you shot up our home, 8 bullets through the front window, we caught pieces of white plaster from the ceiling. Even after you gave me chicken pox, a sophomore, a week before exams, my mom and I went to Carter Drugs. Mr. Carter gave us calamine. I escaped 53206 that summer on junkyard bikes my stepdad brought over. I didn't want to be among the gunshots and derelict houses. I didn't want to stay stuck behind the systematic red lines. I biked to the east side in the 3rd Ward. I didn't know so many white people lived here. I kept biking and biking. Even after high school, I wrote down my history in coffee houses and parks. Fuel Cafe, Rochambeau, Lonesome, and Riverside Park. Why did you make me feel lonely, Milwaukee? You are a paramour's paradise. Who wouldn't want to hold hands, kiss barefoot on the Bradford Beach sand? Who wouldn't want to spend summer within you? Every day is a party. Fish fry in the flick, Washington Park band shells, underwear bike ride, jazz in the park, Kaddish Park skylight music, chill on the hill. I adore you in summer. Though the lake sewage stench still catches my nose off guard, no matter how many times I bike across it. Downtown food trucks make up for it. If I was still a meat eater, I would snag a bratwurst with the ketchup squeeze and sauerkraut in seconds. You are a city full of smells. You are a coffee shop haven. Walker's Point, Anodyne, Valentine Coffee, Fuel Cafe, Rochambeau, Prospect Collectivo are a writer's heaven. A city in a tug of war with the past and present. New Bucks Arena, but a streetcar slithers through downtown. Most segregated U.S. city, dare to climb over the Holton Street Berlin Wall. Community members facilitate bike rides, open mics, meetings to bridge the gap. Not only the most segregated, but the drunkest. Makes sense. We need a drink at the Fed. The biased baloney racist serves us. Your unpredictable weather plays with my emotions. I don't care though, because in June you are so fine. Worst city for black folks? Well, what city isn't? Don Trey Hamilton and the Sherman Park Blaze are reasons we should be here in the social justice fight. I cannot wait to leave, come back after European tour, feeling like a tourist. I will sit next to my aluminum pony upon the reservoir hilltop, gaze at the downtown view, and remember where I was and who I used to be. I love you, Milwaukee.
Clap it up for yourselves! Thank you all so much for coming.